Kathrin Winkler. I'm Chief Sustainability Officer for EMC Corporation.
If you want to talk a little bit about the big data, where your company really began, and where you envision big data as connected with sustainability.
So EMC is an information technology company. I have to tell you, I can't even hear myself right now.
I know, it is.
I'm sorry.
The good thing is, though, with the mic,
You'll
you
hear
don't have
it.
to worry about, I can hear you well, but
Okay.
the mic will pick it all up perfectly. But it's kind of an awkward.
I know. So EMC is a hardware and software company. We create hardware and software solutions for cloud computing, data storage and protection and security, and big data analytics. And we really started in core storage, but we've moved up the value chain very much toward, the management of data, which is a currency for the future. And big data is so exciting to me as a sustainability person because of its potential to surface new understandings and new knowledge about systems that are so complex the traditional methods of analytics really don't apply. And of course, ecosystems and the biosphere are great examples of such complex systems.
What has been your experience at EMC in using big data to solve sustainability challenges for the future?
Well, big data is used by many parties to address sustainability challenges. And we're using it internally, certainly in addressing security challenges. We're using it within my organization to truly understand the importance of sustainability to our customer base and which aspects of sustainability are most critical to them, since we are, after all, in their supply chain. But much more than that is how big data is being used by our customers in healthcare applications, in climate applications, in ocean health applications. We actually, a year and a half ago or so, we sponsored a project called The Human Face of Big Data, which was a group of photographers that went around the world and took photographs to show in human terms the effect of data and big data and how important it is to us. And it addressed applications from energy efficiency to drug, to counterfeit drugs in developing worlds, to ocean changes, looking at the combination of satellite data, ROV data, animal tracking, sensors on buoys, to understand the interaction of salinity, ocean currents, biodiversity, ocean temperature. So, great examples of the role that big data is playing now and can play in the future.
Stepping away a little bit from big data, what has been your experience just as a company in considering sustainability with your supply chain, in considering weather variability and climate variability with your employees around the world? Maybe talk a little bit about your employee base and how you consider sustainability in developing your business strategy.
So that's about 14 questions. Let me see.
Right.
So sustainability absolutely is now considered a real core business issue. And let's start with our employees. Right? We have 60,000 employees around the world in over 80 countries from all different backgrounds, all different disciplines. But what they can come together on is not only the future of the company, but the future of the world that we live in. They care a lot about having an impact in the job they're doing and ensuring that they understand the role that they play in the company overall. And sustainability is really a platform for that and bringing them together. Bringing them together yields more innovation, and innovation is the lifeblood of the company. So that's one of the many ways in which sustainability is really core to our business. If we look at adaptation and resilience in our supply chain, that is obviously a core business issue. And we do not exist without our supply chain. And we have always looked at it, not just from the perspective of climate change. Let's be clear, climate change absolutely is driving up risk in many ways, including in potential supply chain disruption. There are other causes as well. And so we have a very rigorous business continuity program that we work with our suppliers to look whether it's resilience against extreme weather events driven by climate change, but we've had to call it into action many times, not just for the tsunami or the floods in Thailand, but also the volcanic eruption in Iceland a couple of years ago, or the logistics, the transportation strike in France, right? Or, of course, geopolitical disruption, which frequently has as its core underpinning social and environmental issues, often related directly to climate change.
Final question. What has been your experience of working with EMC, and how do you think they're bringing the corporate sector to speak about adaptation?
We're very excited about NDGain. It really is a tool that we can use and are looking at how we integrate into our risk management for a start. So understanding where are our greatest risks that we need to manage and mitigate, and where can we put the greatest effort to help our supply chain or our own operations in preparing for the greater dynamics of climate change. So NDGain represents great opportunity for us. In terms of what we should be thinking about for adaptation as a corporation, I think we're just starting to understand that. Clearly, we understand the concerns about disruption in our supply chain, and we understand disruption in our operations. But where our greatest opportunity to have an impact is in our technology. Let me give you an example. I had the great privilege of presenting at a conference on climate change in North Africa, in Egypt actually, about 2 months before the overthrow of Mubarak. And at the time, we were talking about the role of information technology in climate change. And the governments there were looking at cloud computing as a means of delivering government services in a way that's more resilient and enables them to respond to changes while still maintaining connectivity, access to their citizens, their ability to connect them to healthcare, to education, and to the resources that they need in spite of volatility.